thank you for being with us on this Wednesday morning. Hope your day is off to a great start, perhaps a late night, and a little bit of an early start this morning for Kelly Bennett, multimedia journalist with our SuperTalk Mississippi news team. She joins us now to talk a little bit about yesterday's municipal elections. Kelly, we've talked in some detail already about Jackson. That was the headline grabber where State Senator John Horhn obliterated the sitting mayor, Mayor Lumumba, in Jackson, 75-25. I don't think the fact that Senator Horhn won the runoff was a surprise, but the margin, I think, caught some people a little off guard.
You think so? I got to say, I was one of those people that wasn't shocked, and I don't often make predictions, but I think Horhn is going to be the next Jackson mayor. I just see that coming in the general election on June 3rd. And I don't have a crystal ball. That's just my instinct saying, he's the guy with the votes. But he did speak to supporters and had some interesting things to say about moving forward.
We're going to prioritize a restoration of trust and accountability between the city and the taxpayers and residents of Jackson, as well as trust and accountability with Hinds County, the state, and the federal government. We believe that the restoration of that trust is going to yield valuable resources for us, and we also believe that citizens will have a restored faith in its city government.
I think if you can keep the garbage picked up and the water turned on, you're doing great in the city of Jackson.
You're exactly right. I was going to say the exact same thing. In terms of restoring that trust, Kelly, doesn't it start with clean water that comes out of the tap when you turn it on and garbage that's picked up on a regular schedule?
Absolutely. And that's not the only city that's having water issues. So I don't want to single out Jackson. But, so we do have the generals coming up. And even though I made that stellar prediction, Horhn will be facing some competition in the general elections on June 3rd. He'll face Republican Kenny G and 4 independents, Rodney DePriest, Zach Service, Lily Stewart Robinson, and Kim Wade. Interesting. Independents don't hold primaries, so they move straight to the general election. And with that many candidates on the ballot, there is the possibility that could muddle things up in the general election in June.
And there's a wild card there. If Kenny G brings his saxophone, this thing could be a whole lot closer than we realize.
You took the words right out of my mouth, partner. I love it.
Not that.
It could be the great equalizer.
So you want to take a look at some results from the coast. Biloxi Ward 3, Republican Mike Nail received nearly 62% of the votes to defeat challenger Dixie Newman. He'll appear unopposed on the ballot in the generals. In Gulfport, Ward 1 incumbent Councilman Kenneth Truck Casey Sr. lost to Kendall Lamar Buckner in the Democratic runoff. He'll be unopposed in the generals. In Bay St. Louis, Larry Smith defeated Lonnie Falgett in the Republican runoff for council at large. Smith unopposed in the general. In Moss Point, incumbent Timothy DuBose will serve another term as Ward 3 alderman, defeating Jalen Johnson in the Democrat primary. He's unopposed in the generals. In Pascagoula, Darcy Crew defeated Jamie Foster in the Republican runoff for Ward 3. Crew is unopposed in the generals. In Diamond Head, incumbent Ward 1 Councilman Shane Finley defeated Michael J. Fandel in the Republican runoff. Finley also unopposed. Kind of an interesting note here while I'm on the coast. Lucedale had a special election yesterday regarding liquor sales. Now, they already sell beer and wine, but that's it. They don't have liquor sales in the city of Lucedale. Residents supported a measure to change that with 69.2% of the votes. 30.8% voted against that. Mayor Mike Lee says it's past time to allow liquor sales in the city. He's afraid they're losing business to surrounding counties. And then you have grocery store chains that sell liquor now, and they're losing out on that business. So they're not getting those big grocery store chains. And he's kind of hoping that'll change with this vote. I had to look it up yesterday. George County's still dry. So interesting.
Really? Not many counties anymore in Mississippi. Those blue laws have kind of faded over the last couple of decades.
Yeah, I'm ready for the whole ABC thing. I mean, the state doesn't need to be running alcohol, but that's my personal opinion. Anyway, some more results from Philadelphia.
Kelly Bennett, news reporter, sliding over into the editorial side of the business.
I am. It must be my late night last night. All of a sudden, like, I have opinions. Let me share them with you. In Philadelphia, in the race for Democrat mayor, Leroy Clemens defeated challenger Cassie Henson Hinkman with 52.3% of the vote. So now they've got the Democratic nod for the mayor of Philadelphia. Clemens will now face Republican nominee Jim Fulton in the generals on June 3rd. Fulton ran unopposed in the Republican primary. Clarksdale results. The Democrat runoffs for mayor. Democrat Orlando Payton secured more votes than Bubba O'Keefe. He'll be up against Scotty Meredith in the general election. For Ward 1 Commissioner, Ray Sykes narrowly defeated Beau Plunk. Interesting, winning by just 3 votes in that race.
3.
Ward 2, Jimmy Harris defeated Philip Davis and will face Shannon Dixon in the generals. For Ward 3 Commissioner, Eddie Earl had 339 votes to Willie Turner's 267. And in Ward 4 Commissioner, Linda Downing defeated Kim Seals. More? You want more? Canton runoff for Democrat mayor. Tim Taylor defeated Camelia Walker. Taylor, a sitting alderman, will face Republican Chip Matthews and Independents Walter Peoples and Daniel Spivey in the general election. In the Canton runoff, Democrat Ward 5, Janice Diamond defeated Laura Blair. For Democrat Ward 4 in Canton, Cynthia Allen defeated Marky Blunt. Holly Springs had a runoff for Democrat Mayor Charles Terry, defeating incumbent Sharon Gibson. Terry will face independent candidates Tim Liddy and Rodney Lowe in the general election. Gregory Elliott won the special election.
Let's press pause there just for a second. We'd actually gotten a couple of messages about Holly Springs, and it seems that people were pleased that that runoff went the way that it did on the Democrat side of things. And there have been some pretty significant issues with electric service in Holly Springs. Public Service Commission has been pretty involved with that, trying to get to the root of that problem. So it appears that new leadership is on the way for Holly Springs, obviously part of Marshall County, where a ton is happening from an economic development standpoint over the last 2 years.
Yeah, some really good things. And then you go to the utility district and the water problems. And yeah. So then moving on, Gregory Elliott he won the special election for Mississippi House District 82, representing Meridian. For the Meridian runoff in Democrat Ward 3, Tracy Timms defeated Joseph Norwood. Timms will now face Republican Beverly Henson in the June 3rd special election.
Very good. According to the Department of Revenue, there are currently 36 counties in Mississippi that are dry for beer and light wine sales. Within these 36 counties, there are numerous municipalities that are wet and allow those beer and light wine sales, even if the county itself is dry.
So 36 of 82 counties, that's a pretty good number, don't you think?
So that's for beer and light wine. There are currently 31 dry counties where the sale of hard liquor is prohibited, according to the Department of Revenue. So there you go.
It's weird how they separate that, don't you think? Like, if you can get beer and wine, why not just go ahead and approve liquor sales as well? I mean, it's all alcohol. I know. I get it.
Just in case, case you were not with us at 6:15 this morning. On this day, in 1516, Duke Wilhelm IV of Bavaria endorses the German beer purity law, sets standards for the sale of beer in Bavaria, ensuring that beer is only brewed from 3 ingredients: water, barley, and hops. Just so you know.
Really?
You know. Yeah.
Is that why German beer is so good?
Well, it's kind of where the beverage that is so tasty for so many has its roots.
Yeah. Well, when I heard you talking about the FDA taking dyes out of our food, which I love that story. I love what's happening there. It's like, where have we been that we have allowed this to continue to happen in our country when other countries have already banned some of this stuff?
That is correct. Quite the day with the municipal elections yesterday. General election coming up June 3rd. And Kelly, the rest of our SuperTalk Mississippi news team will have you covered. If we don't visit before then, thanks as always for stopping by.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
You as well. Kelly Bennett, multimedia journalist with our SuperTalk Mississippi news team, getting you up to date on election results from municipalities across the state of Mississippi. We will wrap it up with you coming up next, Mornings with Richard Cross.